Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine, delighted today to be joined in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia with Amir Khan, ahead of Canelo's challenge for two-time undisputed super middleweight against William Scull tonight. Amir, good to see you. How's things? How are you?
All well, thank you. I flew in today, and obviously when you got an event like this where you got someone like Canelo fighting, someone who I shared the ring with back in 2016, but I think it's just nice to be here and sit outside the ring instead of sitting, taking the punches, and enjoy the show. We know how much of a superstar Canelo is, and Scull, obviously I think a lot of people are turning a bit of a blind eye, but Scull could be a big problem, especially he's a decent boxer. Obviously he's got that Cuban style, he's working with a good team. So yeah, I mean, look, I think it will be a great test for Canelo. Canelo's had a lot of wars in his career, I think, and I do see that this may be the last chapter of Canelo's career because he's been in the game a very long time. But look, he's a fantastic fighter, so I thought I don't want to really miss this because you just don't know what can happen.
For yourself, Amir, you were like one of the first people to fight in Saudi Arabia, and to see it now, where you see obviously what everything's going on in Riyadh season, and see Canelo fighting now. It's the first. I mean, his first fight outside of North America. It must be crazy to see when yourself were one of the first people to fight it, to see how much it's developed honestly, since then.
It's developed so much. When we did it with Prince Faisal bin Turkey. And he's the one who sanctioned my fight off and signed it off. That was with the Ministry of Sport, I think it was. But then obviously Turkey Al Sheikh's come on board now. And I remember I got a message from Turkey back in 2021 saying, Amir, can you perform a heavyweight fight? And I never understood it. When he said, can you perform a heavyweight fight? I was thinking, I'm
a lot of weight.
I messaged him, I go, I'm a lightweight. He goes, no, can you do a fight? So we spoke on the phone and he said, can you perform a fight like a Joshua, and a heavyweight fight? And that's when I spoke to Spence and obviously put people together, and hopefully, you know, I mean, not hopefully, but like deal got made. So yeah, I mean, look, I was just want to start it off, like that, and it was good times. I mean, look, I loved every bit of it. The hospitality, the love that you get in Saudi Arabia is amazing. I come here regularly. Seller, you know, the team that look after us and give us all the hospitality. Ali, I mean, the whole team. Honestly, they've been fantastic with us, so I just want to say a big thank you to them, and I'm just really happy to be around. I mean, I wish I was around more when I was an active fighter, but obviously I'm not. But it's still good to be here and be part of it.
Well, one territory which is quite new to boxing is Ghana. Yourself promoting there, Amir Khan, obviously going over there, Andrew Tabiti, Brandon Glanton, obviously your cousin Abdul as well was on the show. Yeah, that's
right. It's a good show. I mean, I don't know. As a fight fan, what do you think of that show?
I think it's a good show. It's a good show.
And this is where, so this is like a massive ask, and I think my ask should be is that we'd love to get someone like Riyadh Season on board to maybe show us some support. I mean, imagine you get Riyadh Season on board on the Amir Khan promotion show. I mean, this is what we want, support from. We are only growing as we go in, and we wanna do great shows for the boxing fans, just like what Turkey Al Sheikh is doing, what Saudi Arabia is doing. So to have them on board and support us as well, I think that'd be amazing, because at the end of the day, we are a growing promotion company. We one day want to be at the top. I like how I've shown my support to a lot of promoters out there, a lot of managers out there, a lot of people out there. I'm sure they could show their bit of love back to me now, and let's start working together and start pushing this, because I think there's a massive opportunity for not only one promoter, many promoters.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, this being the first one, what are the intentions for yourself in the promoting game now? You know, you as you look through your career, there's probably not a promoter that you haven't worked with.
I work with everyone.
You work with everyone. So I guess, taking that experience, what are the intentions when you're in that shoes now as well?
You know what, it's all about looking after the fighters, you know, keeping a smile on their face, making it very easy for them, and making it not easy in a fight wise, make it easy for them when it comes to negotiations, get them the best of what they need to be paid, treating them well. I mean, that's what it's all about. Because as a fighter, I was always treated well, maybe because I was at A side all the time. I was always the main fighter on the bill. I was always looked after cars outside and had everything sorted. And this is what I'm seeing here in Saudi Arabia, the service that Seller is doing, Ali is giving, and Dr. Rakan is doing, and also Turkey Al Sheikh, the service that he's giving to the boxers. It's fantastic. Honestly, this is something you can't buy. This is amazing what he's doing, and he's totally changed the sport, and that's what I want to do as well. I want to give the same service to the young fighters out there don't matter what color, what race you are, we want to work with everybody, and we want to take boxing to a different level.
And for yourself there, where you speak about always being looked after by promoters, it isn't always the case with boxers, and the world is very, especially the boxing world it can be very volatile at times. Maybe from your experiences, from dealing with all different characters, how do you shape that as a promoter, knowing that whether it be good or bad, that can shape yourself being a promoter, knowing that you want to treat fighters
you know what, you have to treat them fairly.
Honestly,
I
want to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Look, it's all about treating fighters fairly, because they're the ones that are going in that ring and taking the punches and getting the beatings. That's what it's all about. It's all about treating them fair, looking after them, and not putting them into silly fights that you think are gonna give them problems, like gonna hurt them. They can hurt themselves. Look, people just want to see good fights. They want to see even fights. It's not about putting some guy in the ring and getting him knocked out or something. And that's what I love about Turkey, what Turkey's doing. Turkey's putting like yesterday we had the Times Square. We had the amazing free fights. Teofimo, we had Garcia. Garcia got beat by Rolando, which no one ever expected. And then you had the Haney fight. These guys were all fighting evenly matched opponents. And that's what we want to do. We want to evenly match them. And obviously, yeah, you have to build some fighters up as well, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they're evenly matched. And I think what Turki Al-Sheikh has done here, I think it's now put the pressure on other promoters out there to kind of put on some proper fights. Like, no more messing about now. The best have to fight the best, otherwise no point in doing it. Why has UFC done so well? Because the best are fighting the best. It left boxing behind, but now, don't get me wrong, since Turki Al-Sheikh's come and the Ring magazine's come on board, it's now grown so high now where I think it's surpassing UFC and it's becoming a bigger sport.
You mentioned the Times Square show there, which happened, I guess, about 12 hours ago, a couple hours ago.
Yeah, literally.
What did you make of it? What did you make of the free fights and the event as a whole?
Look, each of them top headers could have sold out an arena in America, in their hometowns easily. They could have sold a stadium or something. So to put that on one show, what Turkey has done there, he's put a show on for boxing fans to enjoy. In one night, you've got amazing fights. I mean, you don't really get that much in one show. You don't. I mean, what Turkey's giving back to the boxing community is amazing. So I'm really proud of Turki Al-Sheikh and the Salah team and the GA and Saudi Arabia. You know what they're doing is fantastic. I'm really I wish I was around fighting now, because I never avoided anyone. But a lot of fighters avoided me at the peak of my career. But I wish I was around then, that I could have got the fights. For example, Timothy Bradley was the one fighter that didn't want to fight me. There was a few guys like him, like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I was avoided by a lot of fighters, but I wish Turki Al-Sheikh was around then, which he would have forced them to take those fights against me. I mean, regardless, win or lose, but at least you're testing yourself and you're giving the fans the fights that they want to see,
Yeah. I wanted to touch on Ryan there, and I know you would have spent a bit of time around Ryan Garcia. Him suffering defeat yesterday to Rolando Romero. What did you make of, I guess, his performance? I think it surprised a lot of people with the way it went. Obviously, the defeat surprised a lot of people. What did you make of Ryan's performance from just
Ryan's performance? I mean, I think he should have had a tune-up fight in between, being out the ring for such a long time, and then having that time out the ring. I don't think he lives that champion's lifestyle. So I mean, look, he's a lovely guy, don't get me wrong. I got a lot of time for Ryan, but I just feel that maybe this is a good wake-up call for him now, that he goes back to drawing board and he starts again, because he's still young. He's still got the hunger and the fire in his belly that he can go and win world titles again and be the number one. Look, in my opinion, he can be the number one in the division. I thought that Devin Haney was going to lead that division. Then obviously when Ryan beat Devin, I thought, there's only two guys who I think will lead the division now. It's either Ryan Garcia or Teofimo Lopez. But then you've got Tank Davis as well, who's an amazing fighter. That division is amazing as a whole. I mean, look, there's some amazing fighters. And I think, honestly speaking, on a serious one here, I know that the Ring magazine's owned by His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, but we should give another mix into this by adding in Tank Davis. I mean, add Tank Davis into the mix with Ryan Garcia, with Teofimo Lopez, with all the Shakur Stevenson as well. I mean, what? How amazing would that be? So obviously, Tank. I like Tank. I've been a big fan of Tank Davis, and I've been following his career. Even when I was a fighter, we was fighting around the same time as well. He was then coming up the ranks. So listen, I want to say that we want to support all the fighters. We don't want to leave them out, especially when the best are fighting the best. He is also one of the best as well, and we want to see him in that mix.
Devin Haney received a lot of criticism for his performance yesterday against Jose Ramirez. Obviously, his first fight in a year since the Ryan Garcia fight. What did you make of the critics for Haney when he was yesterday after the fight against Jose?
I don't think Haney cares, and you are going to get a lot of criticism. I think he just boxed and didn't really get hit much, and obviously made it look easy. He hit, moved, and that's it. Simple. I mean, look, why do people want to always see wars? Why do you think that he's not had a war, so we don't give him the credit for that fight? No, he won the fight. He won it hands down. He boxed well, didn't get hurt, and he's going to get ready for another day now. And he's still fresh. He's not taking no punishment. I mean, but yeah, look, he's been at the ring a long time as well, and also sometimes overcoming that last fight against Garcia, that loss he had, it was a tough loss as well. You know what I mean? It was a tough fight for him. He took a bad beating there, you know what I mean, as a fighter. So really, I think he should have taken a little bit of an easier fight, as a tune-up fight. But look, he's still jumped into the deep end. So big respect there as well. So look, but to be honest with you, look, they're good fighters, and what they're doing is right. What Turki Al-Sheikh is doing, Turki Al-Sheikh probably knows better than us. And the day, if he's putting the money down, the best need to fight the best.
That was something I wanted to sort of flip on your side, Amir, because it felt like a lot of the criticism from Devin yesterday was about him being gun shy, and a lot of people sort of linked that back to the Garcia fight of how tough that was for him. For yourself, did you ever feel that when you were coming off losses? Look, I could say like the Canelo fight, but you had the Le Greco fight, which was like a one-round fight, but maybe when it was coming back to training, or no matter what, when it was a tough loss, did you ever feel that when you felt like you had to have that time to like almost get used to whether it being hit again, the sparring? Did you ever feel like that?
You know what? I never was that. No, I never ever felt like I was ever gonna be scared, or I'm scared of getting hit. I've been put down before. Nah, I always fought with my heart on my sleeve. And I think that's why a lot of mistakes were made in my career, where I used to fight with too much heart, and if I'd maybe used my brains a little bit more, and started to think more, I think I would have had a lot less losses. But look, it is what it is. I needed it out of my system. And that's the way I fought, and that's the way people remember me for. To be that type of fighter that never give up, always give it 100%, and never was scared to face anyone. And yeah, had everyone on the edge of the seats. All my fights were exciting. I mean, even Frank Warren back in the day, and also Eddie Hearn said the same thing. When Amir Khan fights, even HBO and Showtime, you name it, all of them said, whenever Amir Khan fights, you know, everyone sat on the edge of the seats because they don't know what can happen. Either, you know, he's winning or losing. I mean, end of the day, that's the type of fighter I was. I used to fight hard, and I used to give the fans 100% entertainment. But look, having a career of losing 6 fights in my career, 34 wins. I mean, I'm happy with my career. I won world titles, unified, yeah, fought around the world, fought in the Olympics. I did everything I needed to do, man. Honestly, like looking back at my career. I wouldn't change for anything. Look, maybe 1 or 2 fights I should have had earlier in my career, like the Kell Brook fight or whatever. But look, it is what it is. It's made me the person I am. And
yeah. Final few from myself. Did want to touch on Teofimo as well. Obviously a good win for Teo against Arnold Barboza Jr. Probably the most impressive performance from that night. Was you impressed with Teo's performance yesterday? Yeah,
Teofimo boxed really well. He just picked him off really well. He boxed. He was very patient, very calm. And was beating him to the punch. He was catching him with some good clean shots, and yeah, what a performance that was. Teofimo, I took him on the pads. He hits hard. He's a good boxer. He's a good mover, and he's quick as well. You know what I mean? He tried to say he was quicker than me, but I mean, I don't think he was. But I mean, but he's a nice kid. I mean, look, he's a young lad. He's a good fighter. And I'm really looking forward to what's next for him.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, Amir, I'll let you go. I do appreciate you taking time to speak to me.
Thank you very much, man.
Always good to see you here in Riyadh or Dubai. But always a pleasure, mate.
Take care.
Top man. Thank you.